Oh, so Mr. Michael has a track record of impact. I also followed through when he was the Speaker of the Parliament, the SUG Parliament in IMT, and I followed through things that happened. I can tell you that he's in the best position to, take us through this session. So I'm going to be handing over the platform to him, and he'll be speaking for 30 minutes, after which you can ask all your questions, and then we'll round off. All right, so get ready, get ready. I want to believe that you have your notepads, you have your pen and writing materials so that you can take notes. And while you're doing so, you can also in your notepad note down what your questions are, and he will answer them. All right. So at this point, I want you to, welcome Mr. Michael Chidebere Onwusi to the platform. Put a clapping emoji, say something, welcome him in the comment section. We are glad to
Good
have
evening.
you.
Good evening.
Good
Thank you, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Over to you now.
Good evening. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Solomon. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I hope my mic is clear. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Absolutely, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Is a great honor and pleasure. In fact, I consider it a privilege when I got the invitation letter from Solomon to speak at Leadership Event Conference. I was wowed. I was wowed because I've been a student of Leadership Event Conference for, I think I've attended twice, okay, for 2 years. So I never imagined me speaking there in such a capacity. Mr. Solomon, I've been saying thank you. I still want to use this opportunity to say I really appreciate. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. I hope you can all hear me. Please, Mr. Solomon, when you stop hearing me, please, I would really appreciate you to call me to order. Please, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you so much. All right, let me start. My name is Onwusi Michael Chidebere. I am a web developer. I am also a product analyst intern working with Blue Tag Technology. It is a company that specializes in building softwares. So currently I'm doing my internship there as a product analyst. I'm passionate about leadership, especially when it has to do with students, unionism, and impactful leadership in various institutions. Because I just believe that the problem of leadership that we are having in our country as a whole, even in Africa, starts with the academic setting. Starts with the academic setting, and apart from the family, the next is the academic setting or the religious setting. So if we miss the family, we miss the religion. The next is the deployment phase, which is actually the academic sphere rather. And in such a situation, when we fail there, the next phase is what we see in our mainstream politics. So let me say, how many of us are students apart from the DOS of UNEC, who I know very well? Apart from the DOS, Mrs. Amaka, I greet you. Is an honor having you here also, ma. Uh, Chiamaka Marianne, who is also the DOS of UNEC. I don't know if we have any other students here. I really greet you all. All right. So Solomon, I don't know if I can share my screen because I want to start immediately.
Okay, so I'll give you access to share your screen. I'll make you.
Okay.
I'll make let me just make you a host so you can.
All right, sir. No problem.
Okay, you can share screen now.
All right, sir. Thank you. Let me share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Yes,
can
sir.
you? All right. All right. So I'll dive in. Effective student leadership and politicking. So Mr. Solomon, you always tell me how we met, and I can't forget how we met. I actually those years that I was hosting leadership programs for students. So I happened to host a program, and Mr. Solomon came to my DM. I actually thought he was one of those aspirants, you know, because at that period I was having so many people who were asking me, "Are you going for the SUG president?" And apparently I was actually on my IT, and Mr. Solomon just connected with me, and believe you me, it was a huge connection for me. So let's talk about effective student leadership and politicking. Now, as a student, you have the power to shape the direction of your institution. You also have the power to represent your peers and create positive change. Now, but some of us have this opportunity to be leaders. Some of us have this opportunity to be appointed by our peers to represent them. But at the end of the day, we just find out that when they get there, it seems as if they forget the main purpose of, or the main reason why they are in such a position. They keep doing politics even where when they have already won the position. Please, can you hear any background noise? I don't know, I'm hearing background noise. Is it from me? Please. All
Okay,
right.
okay, okay.
All right. So
Mr. Chamaka Ndulue, please, you can mute your mic. Oh, Matthew, also mute your mic too.
all right, it is essential to understand the principle of effective leadership and the act of politicking. So many people, student leaders, they get into the position, the leadership position, but they keep on playing politics, right? They get into the leadership position and they keep on playing politics, forgetting that they have actually gotten into the position. So they have to drop politicking. Already, we all know that politicking is the act of you trying to gain a political position. But what happens after you get that position is actually what determines if the people remember you when you leave that position or not. So let's talk about understanding effective student leadership. And one of the three things we have to get the concept of before you execute or understand effective student leadership. First of all, you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision and a clear goal. You have to communicate and collaborate. You have to be able to communicate and collaborate. Finally, you have to have integrity and ethics. These are, to me, the core. These are core part of leadership for you to perform effectively as a student leader. If you don't have vision, if you don't have a goal, if you cannot communicate or collaborate with your team members, if you don't have integrity or ethics over, that will be the end of it for you. You just have to have these three. You just have to have these three. If you have vision and you don't communicate your vision, that is it for it. If you have goals and you cannot collaborate with team in order for you to score those goals, that will still be it for you. Then if you have integrity and you lack vision over, that is it. So they are all interrelated. So these are the core aspects that we are going to be talking about while understanding effective student leadership. Now let's talk about our visions and goals. My slides are going to be very short slides. I just want to pinpoint the main talks and then maybe flow with the talking. All right. So as a strong leader, you must have a clear vision of their organization or student body. So as a student leader, so many of us, we just feel like, okay, which position am I going for? I'm going for the position of the SUG president, right? Which other
So what does
position
it
am I
mean?
going?
What does it
Which other
mean?
position am I going for? some of them will be like, okay, I'm going for the Minister for Finance, I'm going for the DOS, I'm going for the this, I'm going for the that. Then you now ask them, why are you going for this position? Now, when you ask them why they are going for this position, for those of them who are going for the SUG president, for instance, they will tell you, yes, we are going for this position because we want to make impact, we want to lead, we want to. They really, you find out that some of them, they don't really have a clear vision of why they are actually going for that. And at the end of the day, you still find out that so many of them are going there for the name. It's not as if going there for the name is wrong. It is not wrong. It is good at least going there for the name. But at least, in order for you not to even ruin the little reputation or the name you feel that you are going for, you should also look at you having a vision and a goal. So, which brings us to the vision serves as a guiding light, inspiring others to follow and contribute to the collective goals. So when you talk about vision, vision is not just about you alone. It is about what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, and what you want to see after you must have achieved it. And guess what? This thing is not done alone. It has to be a collective goal. You must be able to tell your team members, this is what I want, this is how we can work it out. That is what makes you a leader. That is what makes you a team player. Another one is setting smart setting smart smart goals. Setting smart goals. Now, I don't know whose mic is on, but I think I'm hearing a TV, background TV noise. Please, the person can do well to mute, please. Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, setting smart goals helps leaders create a roadmap for success and measure their progress. Now, setting smart goals, when we talk about setting smart goals, the truth there is that when we say that people don't have goals, nobody who is going for a leadership position that doesn't have goal. The goal can be for you to make a name. The goal can be for you to be different. But how smart is your goal? Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it relevant? Is it time bound? Now, please forgive me for using student background. Of course, we are talking about effective student leadership. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of talking around student leadership because that is where I play my role. You get. So let me proceed. Now, setting smart goals, you have to be specific, you have to be measurable. Now, you see some people winning something like the SUG president, and they tell you they want to construct road in their manifesto, or when they run for their SUG position, they tell you that if you give me the SUG position, I'm going to build this structure for you. I'm going to build that structure for you. I'm going to construct the road from campus 1 to campus 5. I'm going to make sure that I build a standard hall for you. And when you look at such goals, they are so rosy to hear, they are sweet to hear. But again, are those goals, is it a measurable goal? Is it even achievable? An SUG president telling you that he wants to construct road that it will take the vice chancellor, or maybe the rector of the institute, or the provost, whoever it is, series of applications to make, and then somebody who is just a student that has not yet collected his certificate, still in the process, telling us that he wants to build a classroom or that he wants to build road. Of course, it's not as if it's not possible, but it is not measurable. It is achievable because everything, I don't believe that we have an impossibility, but even at that, looking at it in the sphere that we are in, it is not even achievable because there are processes you have to go. And who is even going to sign the money to build that road for you? So that is why when I say setting smart goals, you have to consider that your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Time bound. Will it be within the region, within your regime, or is it something that will overflow, just like the one that Nigerian government does over the state and the federal, that somebody will start a project and then hand it over to the next person, and the next person will want to do his own. So it has to be time bound. All right, so let's move over to the next one, communication and collaboration. Please, am I too fast? Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Hello?
Yes, we are. We are together.
All right, thank you, sir. Now, communication and collaboration. Now, communication is the backbone of any successful leadership. Leaders must be excellent listeners, empathetic, and open to feedback. Yeah. So communication, I see uh, institutions or SUG members. When I say SUG, I mean something like the parliament, the judiciary, the executive members, because basically what they run in higher institutions is the three tiers of government, right? So you find out that the executive, they might decide to say what they want in their own umbrella. The parliament will say what they want in their own umbrella. The judiciary will say what they want in their own umbrella. At the end of the day, everybody is doing their own thing that is really different from maybe what the SUG president, who is the overall leader, wants. So communication is the backbone for any successful leadership. And of course, I could remember when we took the during the leadership rebate conference, I was asking some of the functionaries, both the secondary school functionaries and the executive members of different leadership sphere of the institute, who we are of different schools, who we are in attendance. I was asking them, how will you feel if your leader, okay, I think the question I directed it to the SP. Okay, I think the assistant senior prefect of one of the schools that came. So I asked the lady, the girl rather, how would you feel if your senior prefect takes decision without you knowing? The girl, who is not even up to 17 years, said that she will not be happy. Now, imagine what happens when we adults who are in higher institutions decides to take decision without even involving our executive members or our immediate team member. Automatically, you start seeing rancor, you start hearing different words or different complaints from different angles because you weren't able to communicate. Now, the next one is collaboration. Collaboration. Collaboration fosters teamwork, inclusivity, or oh, sorry, inclusivity, and a sense of belonging among team members. So now, one of the things I, during my time in higher institution, I was the SUG speaker. I was able to have about 64 people under my leadership, and one of the things I do to them is I try as much as possible to carry them along, no matter what it is. I try to communicate, I try to collaborate, I try to delegate duties. And that helps me that even after my tenure, I'm still in good terms with all those 64 people. But you find out that in SUG, in some of these tiers of the government, like the executive arm of the government, that they are just 11 or 10. You still find out that these 10 people find it difficult working together. Why? Because they lack collaboration, teamwork, inclusivity, and a sense of belonging among team members. They just lack it. Everybody wants to answer his own name. Everybody wants to make his own change. So we have to understand that great leaders knows how to leverage the strength of their peers to achieve shared objective. You just have to, right? You just have to leverage the strength of other people, your team members. You can't know it all. It's not possible. You can't just know it all. What you know, where it ends, that is where the knowledge base of the next person starts. So the ability for you to collaborate, to bring all those ideas together and achieve a shared objective, that is what strengthens your leadership and makes it worth a while. Another thing is integrity and ethics. Integrity and ethics. Now here the problem they come. Now here the problem they come. It's not really about achieving a goal. You see people have so many goals. They want to do this, they want to do that. In fact, you even see them communicate. But again, do they have the integrity to see it through? Do they have the ethics to see it through? Now, upholding strong ethical standard is crucial for building trust and credibility. You just have to build trust and credibility. Leaders must act with integrity, honesty, transparency in all their action. Underline all their actions. In all their action, you just have to do it in all your action. Somebody will say, is it even possible? Yes, it is possible. You just have to communicate. You just have to have that integrity. You just have to be transparent in all your action. One day I sat down, I was analyzing leadership, and somebody was like asking me, why is it that when these people get to power, okay, I think who actually made me to start having this thought pattern was one day Solomon. I was complaining to Solomon. By the way, his books helped me when I was the speaker, and it really helped me to kind of move on and apply some of his principles in his book was great for me, and I used it. So one day I was complaining to him. He now asked me a question. He asked me, Mike, please answer this question. He now threw it up on my WhatsApp, and he said, he wrote something like every leader, okay, every country deserves their leader. Can you hear me, guys? Somebody should mute that mic, please. All right, please, can you hear me?
Hello, please. The person with iPhone and then Okeke Obinna, please mute your mic. The noise is too much here. Mr. Mike, also, I also think, Mr. Michael, see if you, I think, yes, you can mute them from your end because I've made you the host. Please mute them from your end, okay? Mr. Michael. There are people whose mics are on.
All right.
You can always mute them from your end. Mute them from your end, please.
All right. All right, no problem,
Okay.
sir. All right. So let me proceed. Now, Solomon asked me a question that day. He sent it on WhatsApp. He said I should answer this question that leaders, that he wrote it in a way that he said every country deserves their leader. I think that was what he sent that day. He sent, answer this question. Every country deserves their leader. that's actually changed my perception. I said, yes, it's true, because we are the ones that vote them in. And again, I started thinking, and I was not like, why is it that we hear questions like, this person looks good? This person tell the people, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when that person gets to that position, you start seeing something that you did not see before. Now, which brings me to something I want to actually analyze. You know, anybody who is a leader is standing in a pyramid, whether we like it or not. And when you are standing in a pyramid, you are standing up there. And there are people who are down here. Whether you like it or not, people see your nakedness when you are on top, right? When you are on top of a ladder or highly elevated, people who are under you, if you are not putting on pants, people just see it, right? They see your nakedness. If you are putting on boxer, or if you're a lady, for instance, imagine a lady and then going up there, or a guy going up there. Everybody is seeing your nakedness. Now, that is how leadership is. When you are up there, everybody sees your flaws, because flaws that they weren't seeing when you are just ordinary, not ordinary, when you are just their normal pairs. They are not seeing those flaws because you people are flowing in the same frequency. But immediately you go a step higher than them, to the point where you now get ahead of them. They see everything you do, including the shady businesses you do. So if you don't have integrity, it is easier for people to see it when you are in power than it is for them to see it when you are contesting. So that is why being honest, being transparent is important for you to achieve anything in
My
order not to even ruin your reputation. Hello?
thing going on now, and I would like each and every one of you to partake in this meeting. Thank you all.
Okay, I think this guy is doing a voice note. All right. Avoid engaging in dishonest or unethical practices, as this can lead to the erosion of trust and respect among peers. Now, avoid engaging in dishonest or unethical practices, as this can lead to the erosion of trust and respect among peers. Now, um, I don't want to call names, but you all will agree with me about a particular governor we had then in the southeast region. This governor, they say that he is always eating, that he eats too much. Wherever he goes, he just eats, you know. And people just say he's a ma. Now, why do they say all those things? Is it that eating is wrong? Eating is not wrong. But where is he eating? Is he eating in an ethical place? Is he upholding the ethical practice of his office? On a normal, no leader who has a political position as such should be seen eating in an open environment. But this particular governor has this habit of doing it openly. And in such a situation, the respect his people have for him keeps going down, right? So these are even the little things, ethics. These are the little things you feel that it doesn't make sense. When you walk up as a student leader, or even as a leader, you walk up to a place and you are given opportunity to speak. Do you even know how to observe protocols? Do you even know the people who are there? Are you aware of the ethics guiding the position or the place you are in? All these things are very important for you to maintain respect. See, any leader that loses respect automatically loses trust. There is nothing you can do about it. When a leader loses respect, he loses trust. And also when he loses trust, he loses respect among his peers and among those people he leads. So that is it for the three things that makes effective student leadership. Now let's talk about the act of politicking. This is where the main thing comes in play, right? The act of politicking. Now, understanding politicking. So, politicking is the process of influencing and gaining support for one's idea, initiative, or candidacy. So, it is the process of influencing and gaining support for your idea. Okay, I have an idea. Can we come together to achieve this thing? You are politicking. Can you join me? Let's achieve this. You are politicking. Okay, I want to be the president candidacy. Can you join me politicking? So the process of you canvassing or wanting to make them come join your team is politicking. So it involves building relationship, alliances, and coalition to achieve specific goals. You just have to build relationship, you just have to build alliances, you have to build coalitions to achieve specific goals. So this is the act of politicking. Another one is that in the student contest, politicking is about persuading your peers, faculty, department, and other stakeholders to support your vision and policies. So pretty much what we have outside there is see what goes on in the student environment. So politicking is about persuading your peers, those your classmates, please vote for me. Let me represent you in so capacity. Vote for me. If you vote for me, I'll make sure that everybody drinks pure water every day. If you do this one, I will represent you well. These are processes of politicking. Now, in politicking, you also have to build a personal brand. You just have to build a personal brand. Now, I'm going to tell a story of somebody who was a student of IMT, And those of us who were students of INT, you will believe with me or agree with me that that school, as at 2017, when we were in our year one, 2020, sorry, 2017 to 18, that school was not funny for us. In fact, the classes itself are like rehearsal or a training point for hell. I don't know how hot hell is, but I well know that if you can survive in IMT, you have already done your IT in some sort of hell. So let me go back to my story. Now, this guy, he comes to school with suit. He wears blazers, coats, not coat, suits, you know, and he always put on his eyeglass. And then when he comes to class, he just sits down. Whenever people want to do anything that has to do with representation, they come to him. Actually, let me just call the name. This was what I did in my school days, notwithstanding the heat of the class, how many we are in class. Every day I make sure I come to school with my tie, with my suit, and I dress well, and I just sit there. People keep on laughing at me. At first I wanted to give up, oh, you know, they started laughing at me. How? And about first na IMT onye nke actually, some of them were like, this boy na go medicine na IMT and I go medicine na IMT. You know, sorry for those of us who doesn't hear Igbo. What it means is that this guy that wants to come to Polytechnic or IMT to take first position, this guy that wants to come to IMT and he's studying medicine in IMT, he dresses as people, somebody that is studying medicine in IMT. Imagine saying such a thing, like studying medicine in a polytechnic. Does it make sense? But they were able to say these things because of the branding I consciously wanted to give myself, because I knew I had a goal, that I want a position. So when the slot for Senate, which is student representation, came, automatically my class unanimously said give it to Mike. When it came for a time for debating that or quiz, that the class have to appoint somebody to go and represent, they automatically, I don't even need to stand up, they will be the one to tell me, Mike, oya go, whoever you want. The departmental president will just come and tell me, oya form your team. So this is one of the building brand. You just have to build brand. So effective student leaders develop a strong personal brand that resonates with their audience. It just has to resonate with your audience. Now, my branding then, according to my environment in terms of structure, was out of place, because normal I'm supposed to be putting on polo or at least vintage shirts so that heat will not kill me. But I was putting on what was it called? Blazers, and putting on tie in such an environment. But guess what? It resonates with my audience because that is a student environment. If all things were equal, if the environment you're supposed to be how it is, we were supposed to be dressed like that. So it was resonating with my audience. So also these brands should reflect their personal value. You know, when we say that you will be addressed the way you address, that is just it. So your branding reflects your personal value. So when you dress anyhow, people will feel that your value is attached to the branding you have. You know, we have this stereotype with people who have dread. Why do we have stereotype with people who have dread? Because we just feel that they are ruffians. But when we got older, we now saw that these people are not actually ruffians, but they can actually dress well and still have their dread. But because of their appearance, people has already attached a level of value to them, saying that they are hooligans. Now, your achievement also, and the positive impact. So this brand should reflect their values, their achievements, and the positive impact they aim to create. So whatever you aim to create, or whatever position you are aiming at in the higher institution, you just have to look it. You just have to look it. For those of us who are in different higher institutions, of course, who have passed through different higher institutions, In my school, what they do is that when they walk up to you, you see some people, when they walk up to you, you say, good afternoon, my name is. Whenever somebody asks you, good afternoon, my name is, just know that that person is going for a political position. Just ask the person, which is, what are you contesting for? You know, so they want to look that position they are going for. Those of them who are going for a minister for sports for higher institution, you see them always putting on JC or putting on something that looks sportsy, right? So that when they greet you, they will be like, vote me, I'm coming for minister for sports, I'm going to represent you and all that. So you just have to look it. All right. Now, social media and public speaking are powerful tools to build and maintain personal brand. All right.
Mr. Mike,
Yeah.
Mr. Mike, please try
Yes,
and
sir.
mute this person. Try and mute this person.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the person. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the person who is doing this. Okay, I think they have died down. All right. So, social media and public speaking are powerful tools to build and maintain a personal brand. All right, now, so many people know me as Harold. Now, Harold is actually my father's name, but why they knew me as Harold in IMT then was that in my ND days, I did was my Facebook name was Onwusi Harold Michael. Yeah, Onwusi Harold Michael. So if I coined my dad's name and added mine. So you see many people in school then calling me Harold, Harold. Now, why I'm telling you this story is that as at that time, I used the social media to post stuff over across different platforms of IMT or my school because I was politicking, right? I was writing up contents that are not related to politics, but content that are related to how students can be helped in the institute. So I use the social media to brand and sell out myself as somebody who has content, right? Now, because when my name started making wave, people now adopted my father's name instead of my own name, which is Michael Chidebere. So many of them now started calling me Harold. Until last year, I think last year leadership rebate conference, when Mr. Solomon told us, what is really your name? He was addressing us in that conference and he was like, there, bring out your phone. What is your name? In that leadership debate conference, that was where I brought out my phone and changed my name to my full name. That was when some people started calling me Mike, like my main name, Mike. But some people still find it difficult to let go of the Harold because I used social media to create a personal branding for myself. Another one is public speaking. In fact, if you are going for any leadership position and you don't have public speaking ability, I think, not even I think, you will be somewhat handicapped. If you are going for a leadership position and you can't speak up well and you don't know how to be fluent in your delivery, believe you me, you are going to have a whole lot of problem because especially in the student leadership, especially in the student sphere, they'll be like that one. They just believe that when you are not fluent, you don't know anything, right? So it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging. You just have to put extra effort to prove yourself if you don't have a good or a powerful public speaking skill. So that is it for building a personal brand. Now, networking and relationship building. Networking and relationship building. Now, building a network of supporters and allies is vital for a successful political strategy. Now, this is where we now go practical. This is where we now go practical. Now, I don't know if we have any aspirants here. Let me ask the same question I asked Solomon. Is there anybody who is an aspirant here, please? If there is anybody who is an aspirant, please can you indicate? All right, all right. So now, networking and relationship. Let's go practical. Building a network of supporters and allies is vital for successful politicking and strategy. Now, it is important because you just have to know the right people. And this thing varies in schools. Take, for instance, my school. If you're going for any position, SUG position, executive, for instance, see, you must know the rector. You must know those people in campus one. You will know the CSO, that is the chief security officer. You will know the director of student affairs, DSA. You will know the, what's it called? You will know even your departmental, different departmental HODs. You will know key officials of the union. You will just know these people. So you just have to network. You just have to build a network. You are not ending in knowing them. You are endeavoring and making sure that you are making these people part of your team. It's not just knowing them. Oh. As you are going for your courtesy visits, as you are networking with them, you are making sure you want to win them over to make them part of your team. The students you are meeting, even the one you are greeting, my name is Onwusi Michael, I'm coming out for this one and that one. You want that person immediately to be on your team. That is when networking comes in. So you have to build a network of supporters and allies. Another one is you have to attend events, engage with different student organizations, and connect with influential figures on campus to expand your network. See, one of the things I keep on telling people who come for SUG positions or key position in the SUG, especially in my school, when they meet me and I'll be like, okay, are you in a fellowship? The person will be like, no, I'm not in a fellowship. I'll say, okay, oh. I'll not ask you, are you in any what was it called, student community, for instance? Like, are you in any village community, like in any community forum? You know, let's say association of Ndi Nkano, association of Ndi Udi, association of Ndi Nsoka, for instance. That is different community associations. Are you part of them? And some of them will be like, no, I'm not. And in my mind already, I'll be like, this one is already failing. That is just what it is. Onye nke adawago, this one is failing already. Because it's not, is practically almost, it is possible, but it is practically almost impossible that you are not a member of a community, you are not a member of, what is it called, a fellowship, and you are coming out for something like the SUG president. Please, is it your department that will vote for you? Because whether you like it or not, for you to get the vote of people from different departments, you just have to be part and parcel of those departments or of these organizations that have other departments imbibed or engraved in them also. So when you are a member of your community people, that day you see your community people, everybody, they will rush out to support you. Yes, he's from Nkano. We are going to Nkano Obuzuru Obuzuru. Ojewe go is a lie. My brother must win. You see Nkano people, even the local government chairman will send money to make sure that that one wins. We see everybody rallying around. Udi people, Udi will be like, it's a lie. My brother must win. And they will start rallying around, getting people from their department and even the department of your opponent. They will make sure they will get people there who are going to support you. So these are one of the things that networking does for you. You just have to network. You just have to join this organization or association if you really want to win such a position. All right. Another one is emotional intelligence. That's the final one when it comes to politicking. Emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in politicking. Understanding and empathizing with the concerns of your peers will help you tailor your message and initiatives to address their need effectively. Now, let me break this thing down. Emotional intelligence. This place is telling us that it plays a role in politicking. And understanding and empathizing with the concern of our peers. Now, there is this particular SUG president that till next, I don't know, till the next 10 years, believe you me, the school we keep talking about that guy, his name is Monday Diamond. The school we keep talking about him. Why they will keep talking about that particular SUG president that has graduated since 2018 is because of his emotional intelligence. He knows how to play that emotional intelligence, how to show you concern. There is one thing that Monday Diamond does then. When you come for consultation, you are an aspirant. As an SUG president, when you come for consultation, then we are living in the hostel. Now, when you come for consultation, what Monday Diamond does is that he tells you, okay, that thing that you want to give me, that money you want to give me, use it and buy pure water. Buy it in bags, go to hostel and share those bags of water. So every Friday, every evening, every week, in the evening of weekends, we always see aspirants coming to the hostel to give us bags of pure water, and they will come with Monday Diamond, and Monday Diamond will tell us that they have come to see us. So, and Monday Diamond, remember, he wasn't staying in the hostel, but he is always coming to ask us, how are you doing? In fact, at a point, he even got to the point where he had to even cry before us. Yes, this guy cried. One time, the rector, they were having a Napoga game. I think it was a Polytechnics game, and lecturers came all over from different states in Nigeria. And they now told us to leave the hostel because they want to lodge. It became a very difficult position for the SUD president, which was Monday Diamond then. He stood in front before us there, and this guy was shedding serious tears. He was like that he doesn't know what to do again, but please, that he's going to make sure he accommodates some of us in the barracks. This is emotional intelligence. That thing gave us something that we couldn't forget in a hurry. I have graduated, Monday Diamond have graduated for years, but here I am today talking about this thing, telling you about it, showing you that if you are empathetic, if you really show your peers that you care about them, that you really are interested in their well-being, believe you me, they are going to vote for you. They are going to make sure they come all out for you because you are empathetic. You want their well-being, or you have their well-being at heart. So it's a very important skill. All right. So finally, which is the last part of this, balancing leadership and politicking. Balancing leadership and politicking. This is a very big problem, right? This is a very big problem for student leaders, I must tell you. Now, you see many people who go for leadership position, and when they go for this leadership position, you find out that they see their opponents as their enemy, which is something that has to do with psychology and emotion also. Yes, this person wants what I want, and because the person wants what I want, yes, we are not supposed to be sitting down the same place. We are not even supposed to see me. Okay, if I meet the person and I tell the person, please, can you step down for me, and the person says no, this person automatically becomes my enemy. In fact, I will look for ways to take the person down. He doesn't want me to progress, forgetting that nobody has monopoly of position, or aspiration rather. Nobody has monopoly of aspiration. So you see people in the process of politicking, they make a whole lot of enemies. Now, that one aside, when they now win, when they win, immediately they win, what do? All those people that won with them, that didn't support them, because obviously there are some people who will be in your position, who will be in that office, or who are leading with you in the executive position, who didn't support you, obviously. So instead of them to forget that that phase of politicking is over, they carry it on to the position and start quarreling among themselves because they find it difficult to forgive that person for not supporting the person, or for not supporting him or her. In other words, playing politics when you are supposed to be playing leadership. I don't know if I'm making sense. So you have to balance leadership and politicking. So one of the first things you have to do in balancing leadership and politicking is focusing on your vision. You have to be able to tell yourself, okay, yes, I've won. What next? All those things I said I'm going to do, is about time I started. So although politicking is essential, never lose sight of your core vision and objective as a leader. Don't compromise your principles or abandon your goals for short-term gains. You see so many people, they lose sight of their core vision, what they really want to do, that even makes sense. They leave it and they compromise their principles or abandon the goals for short-term gain. You see some of them, they start taking bribe. You see some of them, what they do in student union. Then you now see them, during all this election time, when they go for maybe government house, or they go to see any what was it called, politician, and money will be given to them. Now you see some of them siphoning the money instead of sharing it among themselves. You see them, they want to take the lion's share. They want to even disenfranchise some of them from even getting the money. In other words, compromising and abandoning their goal for short-term gains. So many of them even go as length as hiking the price of a project just for them to make, according to them, so that they will make money or make profit out of a project that is supposed to be a community-based project, something that you are doing for people, something that you are doing to keep your name shining. A project that is supposed to be for 1.2 million, you are writing 10 million, you are writing 5 million. And sometimes I ask these people, what is the gain of all these things? Now, at the end of the day, you still find out that you have compromised yourself and you've lost the respect people have for you. So you have to focus on your vision. If you must balance leadership and politicking, you just have to balance, you just have to focus on your vision. You just have to know that I need to hit this now and hit it without compromise. Now the next one is leading by example. You just have to lead by example. It is not something that you just talk. It's not a talking matter. Now when you are politicking, you are talking, right? When you are politicking, you are talking. But when you are in the position, you are leading. You just have to start leading. So effective leaders lead by example, embodying the values and behaviors they wish to see in others. See, I tell people that the problem the leaders in higher institution have is this saying they normally say in Igbo: at least ka anyị ritụgodu nwa obere, asọkwa m ga-eri now mana rie obere. Meaning, I didn't say you should not eat though, but at least if you are eating, eat small now. That is the failure of leadership in higher institution, and it has graduated to the higher populace. That is why we see governors build road, and they tell us that they build a particular road, or a particular road project costs $150 billion, while we know that that particular road is not even up to 100 million naira, but they tell you $150 billion, and you start shouting. You say, well, let the person work at all, at least let him, at least if you want to eat, eat small, don't eat too much. That is the problem. So if you must be an effective leader, you must take away that notion of even eating at all. You just have to take away that, you just have to deny yourself that it is not your money. You just have to take away that notion of even eating at all outside what you are supposed to eat, which is your salary or whatever money they are supposed to pay you. I don't know if I'm making sense this night. So
Yeah.
effective leaders lead by example, embodying the values and behaviors they wish to see in others. So anything you want to see others do, you just have to start doing it. If you don't want to be cheated as a leader, you just have to stay and not cheat others. So you have to be authentic and genuine in your action to earn the trust and respect of your peers. If you are not authentic, if you are not genuine, somebody will rise up and say it will not happen. And immediately somebody rises up and say it will not happen for you as a leader, that is where the problem starts. That is where the confusion starts. That is where the rancor starts. That is where everything that has to do with antagonistic behavior or opposition starts. So you have to be authentic and genuine in your action to earn the trust and the respect of your peers. If not, get ready for the gbos of the greatest bobo. You know, that's what we normally say, of the greatest bobo, because we believe that in student leadership there must be a bobo, but true there shouldn't be a bobo in true leadership that has to do with leading by example. Now you have to collaborate over competition, collaboration over competition. This is another thing, you know. They say that healthy competition can be beneficial, but prioritize collaboration over cutthroating politicking. Now, now, this is the last slide. This is going to be the last slide. This is practically the last slide. Now, collaboration over competition. Healthy competition can be beneficial. Competition is good. Competition is good. Trying to be the best in your position is good, right? At least it helps them distinguish that yes, this person is trying or these people are trying. But even at that, you have to prioritize collaboration over politicking. You have to make sure that it is a collaborative effort. It has to be healthy. It cuts across you seeing your opponent not as an enemy but a comrade. A comrade in a way that you see the person as a co-struggle mate, not an enemy. I keep on telling people that one of the best things that happened to me as a speaker was my opponents. I had two opponents then, and these guys were the ones that supported me the most. Like they were all out for me. I can tell Mario, for instance, Mario, please do this thing for me. I will sleep. I will forget it. This guy will go at length to do things for me. I will tell the other one, please help me get this. He will do it wholeheartedly because we were able to play a healthy competition during our politicking, and it helped us in our leadership sphere to act effectively and to create impact. Now you have to also seek win-win solution that benefits the entire student body rather than just a selected group. This one is another place where we have a whole lot of issue. You just have to seek a win-win solution that benefits the entire student body. So instead of you to go to your department and go and create or build or your faculty because you feel that your faculty gave you the highest vote, so you want to go and build it in your faculty. So other people should now go and die, or they should wait whenever they produce somebody that is like you currently, then they should enjoy the dividend of the government. So instead of you to do such a thing, you have to always seek a collective win-win solution that benefits the entire body, not just yourself. Some of the problem people keep asking, why is it that the SUG executive and the SUG parliament are always fighting? It is because of this thing. It is because of this thing. Because at a point, the parliament will feel cheated this, that the executive are the ones sharing all the money. Why will they share all the money? You know, and you see the executive doing things within their own sphere, we forgetting that it is actually an SUG that has three tiers. They are supposed to come together as one and move forward. But whenever a tier start doing things separately from the other, just like the body organs, when one organ fail, the whole body system suffers it all. So everybody must seek a win-win solution that benefits the entire body. So far, this will be the end of my class. I want to use this opportunity once again to thank Mr. Solomon for this grand opportunity, and to thank all of us who listened attentively. Thank you so much. So this is about, it's about time I listen to questions, or if there is any question you can ask me. Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Over to you, sir. Hello. Is Mr. Solomon online?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. Please, can you maybe make me the host since you're done with your presentation with sharing your slide? Okay, so good evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Thank you. It was apt. It was straight to the point. It was also detailed as well. You know, I want to say thank you, but I want to say thank you really. Then there is something you said. Okay, you were talking about ethics. It was an excellent delivery. Yes, of course, I'm seeing the comments already. You know, I just want to add something to that. You know, integrity, very, very important. And of course,
Okay,
we
sir.
also
Sure.
we also have to, you know, we also will drive it. I also know that Mrs. Amaka is here, and she also deals with secondary school students as well. You know, leadership starts from the family, and it starts from the individual, then the family, then the school, the family, the church, because these children go to church before they go to school. The child dedication is done maybe 2 months after they were born, and they start going to church, and then the school. And when we talk about the school, we also talk about, we start from the primary school. All right, we start from the primary school, the nursery school, the primary school, the secondary school. But when these children, when these young people, when these people, when we as human beings start becoming more conscious, is usually in our secondary school. And that is, okay, although we take positions in primary school, like the prefect and all that, but the responsibility becomes more reinforced when we're in our secondary school. And then it starts building the foundation. When we get to our tertiary institution, it becomes, you know, bigger and, you know, and better. So what you've shared tonight is very, very strategic. And a lot of people who are here are students. You know, yes, a lot of people who have joined, I've seen a lot of people join and go, people who are even still here, they are students in the tertiary institution, and these things are powerful. All right. Then secondary school, you know, secondary school is the foundation. And I'm talking about, I'm saying this because of Mrs. Wamaka, and then every other person that is here, you know, because you will have to work with secondary school students. You will have to, maybe you even have a brother or a sister who is a secondary school student. All right, it's a very, very important thing. And what happens is that some of us went to become, you know, prefects without actually understanding what leadership is all about. All right. And some of us started denting our images and started being dishonest and lacking integrity when we were in secondary school. So if you have the opportunity to work with people in secondary school, please teach them the value of character and integrity. Teach them ethics. Teach them that there must be that leader that they want to, there must be that person that they want to enforce in other people. Teach them to lead by example. Teach them to lead by example. All right. Teach them to lead by example. This is so, so important. Very, very important. All right. So Mr. Michael said something. We're going to go to question and answer. All right. But if you have your own and you don't want to use the mic, which I'll prefer you use the mic. But if you don't want to use the microphone, please, you can start dropping your questions now. All right. Mr. Michael talked about integrity. Very, very important something. All right. Integrity is very important. All right. There is this, Michael knows who I'm talking about. Anyway, there's this when we were in school, this SUG president, that when he won, before he won, I was consulting for him free of charge. I was, sharing ideas, action plans, and following up with him and ensuring that, he does the things that he needed to do. Most of the time he will call me, he wants to have a meeting. I'm available. I will, lead him, tell him things that he needed to do. So when he won, we celebrated it. I told him congratulations. Then he later now said he wanted to make me an SA, his SA on human capital development. And I said, that's beautiful. I wholeheartedly agreed. So he invited me to his office. The day he invited me, I went to collect my appointment later, and I had a discussion with him. I told him that you are not here for yourself. You were here for the people. And if you must work with the people, you must work with integrity. I remember vividly, I looked at in his office, there were pictures of past SUG president everywhere. But I didn't see that of the person who handed over to him. I said to him, why is his own picture not here? He said he doesn't know that. Maybe he didn't want to put the picture. But in my heart, I knew that there were issues the guy had, that he didn't end so well. He ended on a negative note. I said, okay, in my heart, that may be the reason why his picture was not there. So I told this guy, I said that you must look through to find out what the problem, what the issues, the problems your past executive had, or your predecessors had, and how not to fall into the same thing. I know that one of the problems they had was an integrity issue. He said, okay, and then, my receiving the appointment letter was the last time I met him, physically, and had a meeting with him. I tried every other thing. I said, as your SA, you should at least have meeting with us and let's chart the course for this leadership. He stayed there for 10 months. 10 months, is it 10 or 12 months? And before you know it, we started hearing stories of embezzlement, stories of inflation, of price, stories of corruption, so many stories. Now, why am I saying this? Student leadership is not the end of your leadership. Student politicking is not where you should end. If you become a student leader and end there, then you don't have a vision. Or after being the SUG president or SUG whatever, nobody hears about you. Nobody hears about you. Then you've not led well. It should be a transition from glory to glory. It should be a transition from school to a better place. And even if you don't have a position, be making impact. Let people be seeing it, that you're transforming the lives of people. Even if you leave school and then you didn't you didn't become SA to governor or commissioner or whatever. Let us see that you're really driving an impact with your integrity. And you may not have money as a person, but if you have a good name, you can drive impact. That good name can bring money. That good name can bring fame. That good name can bring anything on earth, anything. Once they are talking about in a room, they say, this guy is a good guy. Just that statement. This guy has integrity. This guy is truthful. This guy, once that statement comes out from people who are reputable, who are also known as people of integrity, your life will not be the same. So I am saying this for you to take note that there is life after school. There is life after that position that you're holding in school, or that position that you will hold in school, whether you are leading in a fellowship, whether it is in the department, whether it is in a club, whether it is in the SUG, wherever it is that you're leading in your school or that you will lead tomorrow in your school, please know that there is life after then. Your question will always be, after this, what happens? After this, what next? After this, after I've sat on this table and on this position, what will I be remembered for? Can someone refer me to a greater opportunity because I led in this position? That's another question. Can I be referred to a bigger platform because I did well on this position? All right. So I just wanted to chip that in. There are so many things, if I start reacting to a lot of things, Mr. Michael said a whole lot of things that, I just feel like we even need more time to elaborate. All right. So what we're going to do, Mr. Michael, is that we're going to create a course for student leaders. All right. We'll create it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We'll create a course for student leaders. All right, a course that will take a minimum of four modules, minimum of 4 modules, and we'll find a way. They will have to pay for it. They will pay for it. It shouldn't be free. All right. So if you have your questions now, just raise your hands and let's see. If you have a question now, just raise your hands. Let's see, or you can drop them on the comment section. If you raise your hands, if you indicate, I will give you the microphone.
Hello.
Hello, ma.
Okay, I have a very a quick comment to make.
Okay.
Mr. Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you.
I want to appreciate you on this delivery. I remember the
Thank
first
you, ma.
time we met. I remember the first time we met you. Okay, I went to maybe it's you, Solomon, or your brother. I immediately went to get your number. It was actually a strategic meeting with you because in my school, Solomon, you spoke about students, raising students to be good leaders, okay,
Yeah.
starting from secondary school. In my school, we actually prepare them immediately. We swear them in as a prefect. What we do is to empower them, to teach them, to engage them, to inform them on what they are supposed to do. It is not just bringing in prefects and allowing them to flow like that, clueless. No, we don't do that. We bring in resource persons to teach them what leadership is all about. We also come in there, depending on the number of resource persons we have, and then we try so much to educate them carefully and properly, all right? That a leader leads, and then the followers follow. It's not just to sit and answer a leader by mouth, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Onwusi, please continue the
Yes,
good
ma.
work. Also,
Thank you
you,
so much, ma.
Solomon,
Thank
and
you.
your brother, it is not easy standing up and doing things like this. Mrs. Onwusi, we'll call you one day to talk to our students,
Thank
especially
you.
our prefects. Thank you
Thank you,
so
ma.
much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
ma.
much. I appreciate all you people are doing. Continue the good work. Thank you and good evening.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank
much,
you
ma.
so much. That was a great one. Thank you so much. We are really grateful. Training prefects is very important. that was one of the things that was not done for me when I became the prefect, the senior prefect of my school, then National Grammar School. There was anyway, not like to you talk down on, but there was something that was done as a training. I have grown to find out that it was a ceremony and not a training. They had to gather people, students from very different schools. It was more like a ceremony. So training is very important, and we are glad that your school is taking that lead. All right, thank you so much. Is there any other person who has something to say? You have a question or you have something to say? We'll give the next 3 to 5 minutes for that. Then we'll give an announcement and wrap up the session. Any other person? Is there any other person? Okay, so I think we are done. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Michael. It was a powerful session. And I love the fact that you were bringing out those from your experience and not just theory. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Even the personal branding aspect was your story and every other thing. It was powerful. All right. So thank you so much once again. We just a few announcements. The next Leadership True Talk will be for ministry leaders. All right. And we're going to be bringing Pastor Obi Enoch. For this month, it's going to be twice. The Leadership True Talk will be twice. This is the first one. And the next one is going to be on the 17th of this month. That's 2 weeks from now. All right. So just get ready. Tomorrow or even tonight, we will share the details and the login details so that you can start getting ready for it. It's going to be a powerful one. Ministry leaders, anyone who has something to do with leading in a fellowship, a church, if you're a pastor or you sense a calling of God upon your life, all these people in this category, or you work with pastors, you work with pastors' children, you work, anything you have that relates with ministry. In fact, ministry is in diverse form. Even people who run a non-governmental organization, they are doing ministry. All right. Anything that you're doing that you regard as ministry, then this is a meeting for you. 17th of September, we will be glad to have you. Then I also want to point out that the Leadership Rebate Conference, the registration for Leadership Rebate Conference next year is ongoing. All right. And except if there's a change, but if there is none, the registration is going to end. The 5,000 Naira registration slot will be ending on the 26th of this month. All right. That's a two months gap from when we opened the portal, the registration portal. So 26th of this month, we're going to be closing, except if our team decides otherwise, but for now, it's 26th. We're going to be closing the portal we're going to be closing that room for 5,000. It goes over to 7,000 Naira, the registration for Leadership Rebate Conference. So I want to encourage you to take that offer. All right, we're planning for 500 people. All right, about four slots have been taken already. 4 people have paid. So as we keep going and going, the money will keep increasing. And of course, we are planning to give you the best of value. So I want to encourage everyone, take your slots now and let's get ready for a mind shift. All right, so for the Exceptional Leaders Program, we also have our Exceptional Leaders Program, which has commenced for Stream 4. Stream 4, we have the orientation on Saturday, and then we now started the session yesterday, and it will go on for 21 days. However, Stream 5, application for Stream 5 has opened, and the link is also available. You can apply if you want to attend. It's a 3-week strategic intensive training that will equip you for your personal leadership, for people's discovery and clarity, personal leadership and success, and of course, influence and business growth. We'll be so glad to have you. And of course, get ready. If you are going to apply, get ready to put in the work. All right, get ready to put in the work. It's our pleasure I want to say thank you to everyone who attended tonight and who has stayed up till this moment. I'm sure you learned a lot. And if you're not on any Impact Field platform, we want to ask you to follow us on Facebook and follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at Impact Field Global Youth Initiative and Impact Field Leadership Institute. Follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Impact Field Global Youth Initiative, Impact Field Leadership Institute and the Impact Field TV. All right, so those are YouTube channels. Then on other social media platforms is still Impact Field. All right, so the last is that if you have any concern and you want to reach out to us, you have to send a message across. My phone number is public, so you can send a message across and then we'll deal with that concern. We're also open for trainings and all that, training, school leaders, training teachers, training teachers. For September, we're already booked for 12th to 15th of September, and then 28th of September is also booked for training of school teachers and all that. So as well as, speaking engagements, training on leadership and success, and all others, our team are also available for that. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, being with you and learning from Mr. Michael. I am so excited tonight. And I want to ask you to put to practice what you've learned. I will always say that you don't just take notes, but you should take action. Even when you've taken notes, please ensure that you also take action. Have a great night rest and goodbye, everyone. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.